second favorite player, Isaiah Thomas. He met on the show earlier, friend of the program, Clyde Drexler. So Gustavo, we're excited for tomorrow for him. Cube, you know how we do that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Cube. Cube's one of our favorites, and I haven't seen Clyde since I was living in Houston. He does those Rockets games in Houston, so we good to see Clyde.
Clyde, he's better now. He's not the jerk there.
Oh, I was never a jerk. Man, some people can't handle
I met your parents. And there's not a time that they said,
that I wasn't a jerk.
From the first
words, I was a jerk.
Time to go viral, guys. Check this out. Yesterday on Instagram, D. Wade posted a video of him and Kobe going at it. The caption said, in part because that caption reads like War and Peace, "I knew inside I'll never be the same when he retired." A lot of y'all forget very easy that this dude was an absolute beast. Kobe Bryant, thank you for all your greatness.
Who forgets? What? On this show once, the day the Lakers retired Kobe's number, I came out and had some takes, and Chris was like, "This is not the time or the place for Kobe Bryant hate." And I said to him, I was like, "What, did he die?" Like, this whole offseason, it's like we're doing like a Kobe Bryant retrospective.
I remember that.
Chris was angry, man.
Yeah, I remember that.
Not the time to disrespect a great.
Like, I remember about Kobe.
He's just retiring his second number retirement. Man, this is Kobe.
He's a great player.
Yeah, everyone knows he's a great player.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody doubts it. D. Wade's like, you guys forgot about Kobe
Definitely
Bryant.
The best basketball shoes ever created to play in, too. The Kobe Bryants are the most comfortable, best basketball.
You're talking about the Nike ones, not his old Adidas, the ones that look like space boots. You're talking about the Nike ones right now.
Of course.
Okay.
I thought you loved the Steph Curry ones.
The ones I cut my grass in? Yeah, the ones that look like they're at the dollar store. Yeah, you get them when they're right next to the milk. They're right also next to the manager's special. The meat and everything that I don't know if it's meat.
I love putting him on that corner.
Oh, God. They're next to the milk.
Kobe Bean Bryant. Get some respect, man.
I got plenty of respect. Got plenty of respect.
Time for some stars to start your morning. Thunder forward Jeremy Grant is tired of people saying that Russell Westbrook isn't a good teammate. He called that narrative ignorant. He said Russ is a great teammate and a great person, and players obviously want to play with him. Nick, what do you make of Grant's comments about Russ?
Just another guy who actually played with Russ who has good things to say about
what
Russ.
do those guys know?
I mean,
they're just with him all the time.
Sometimes we got to listen to the guys who've actually played with players. And everyone seems to appreciate Russ's competitiveness, his loyalty, and how hard he goes. Like, the narrative the guys don't like playing with Russ, especially now that Paul George re-signed there, that needs to go away.
Jeremy Grant, I'm going to learn something. Like, I learned this from Nick Wright. You know something, Jeremy Grant? You know a lot about basketball. Nick Wright told me that last week. Hey, man, Chris, I'm really impressed.
I didn't say I'm really. You're such a jerk.
You know a lot about football. Well,
it's out of context.
No, it's in context.
Thanks.
The Cowboys have announced that Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott will not be playing for the rest of the preseason. Jerry Jones noted the injuries to Zach Martin and Travis Frederick as reasons he doesn't want to put his two stars in harm's way. CC, what do you make of the Cowboys' decision here?
Man, Jerry knows his football team. And right now, I think any team in the NFL that had that type of draft capital at running back and quarterback, if their two of their three best offensive linemen were out the rest of the preseason, there would be a bunch of guys on that offense sitting. So Jerry's doing the right thing. Don't put them in there. Zeke, how much running do you need in the preseason? Because you can create situations in practice with goal line scrimmages, short yardage, where you can ramp up the intensity going against that very, very underrated Dallas defense.
I'm not worried about Zeke at all, but this is not ideal for Dak. And I know they can do simulated scrimmages, but when you have a quarterback that is having to get on a same page as a new wide receiver in Allen Hurns and guys who are going to have increased roles, they're all of his tight ends and any receiver trying to fill in for Dez, you would like to have some real live bullets for Dak. But listen, Zach Martin's dealing with a knee. Travis Frederick's dealing with a disease, and so he's got.
Nick, you think you and your boy Skip Bayless and Cowboy Nation want to start the season with that? What's that dude's name in backup?
Cooper Rush.
Yeah, Cooper Rush. It'll be a color rush. Remember they had that with the jerseys?
I'm in Cowboy Nation now. I didn't know that.
One of the NFL's best defenses just got a little better. Vikings signed former Bengals safety George Iloka after Cincinnati cut him last week. Pro Football Focus ranked last year as Iloka's best season as he allowed just a 68.4 passer rating. See what do you make of the signing by the Vikings?
Man, this is a great pickup by the Vikings. So now the Vikings, sometimes NFL teams we've seen in the recent history is instead of playing a nickel with a cornerback, which is undersized, teams run against that. You can play a nickel with 3 safeties. Now they have Santiago, who's a quality safety. He's more of a free safety. George is more of a strong safety who can also play free, and they have the all-pro, potentially the best safety in football, Harrison Smith. So they have a great collection of safeties. Zimmer's ability to coach his own players is the reason why they do this, Nick.
And, I mean, credit to Mike Zimmer. I believe Iloka's turned down opportunity to make more money elsewhere.
Yes.
Because Mike Zimmer was the D coordinator for a long time in Cincy. He wanted to be reunited there. I believe George Iloka is the best player any team's going to pick up for nothing at this late stage of the year. Someone might trade for Earl Thomas. They're going to have to give something up. But to be able to get a player of Iloka's caliber for the league minimum with no draft capital expended, that's an outstanding pickup by Minnesota.
If you're a kid these days and you've got the most coveted toy in your possession, let's call it an LOL Big Sister doll, and you're not going to play with it, why not see if any of your friends would maybe trade you something for it? That's where the Oakland Raiders are with all-pro defensive end Khalil Mack. The Raiders don't seem to want to keep him. At least a dozen teams have reportedly reached out to the Raiders multiple times, the most recent being the New York Jets. Chris, should the Jets try to get this done?
Most of the highlights we're seeing is Khalil Mack is beating a double team. Imagine the Jets because they really had a good season. They beat expectations as far as what they were going to do. And their defense, you add this guy that can force a double team. Every passing play, man, you pretty much have to double team him. And we always talk about draft capital. This team's not going to be a great team. They're not going to be a playoff team. It's going to be hard for them to win more than 6 games. So they're going to be drafting potentially in the top 10. There's 6 prospects in college football. None of them are Khalil Mack. So when you start thinking about what I'm going to have to trade for him, man, this is an outstanding football player who also happens.
He's like, okay, you're going to have the highest paid offensive player.
Yes.
And the highest paid defensive player. All of a sudden, in a hard-capped league, that can make it hard to fill out the rest of your roster. The Jets don't have to worry about that at all. And they have arguably the worst pass rush in football. They've got an excellent run defense. I think Leonard Williams is a good player. They've spent money. They've spent high draft picks on guys that are good run defenders. They have nobody, forget force a double team, nobody you're worried about beating a single team. So, yeah, I'd make this phone call.
So you also have Khalil, too, in that contract you're going to pay him. You have your rookie quarterback on his rookie contract.
Yes.
So those contracts would probably be expiring at the same time, right?
Thereabouts, absolutely.
Yeah, so they got $50 million, right?
Yes.
In cap space. So they should do that. If the Raiders call, the Jets should answer the phone, not like Des Bryant, but answer the phone and try to put together that.
And you also got to factor in, he's only 27. It's not like he's in his early 30s.
He just entered his prime.
Right.
He just entered his prime. And I just want to, if people are asking, what would you give up for Khalil Mack, just ask yourself this question. If you could have any defensive player in the league starting right now, where does Khalil Mack go in that draft? He's either first, second, or third.
Yes.
Him, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. Those are your 3 picks, at least to me. Maybe I'm leaving one out.
Potentially Von Miller.
Von Miller, Joey Bosa.